It's time for Ryan's Roses. So we've got this as a public service. If there's something going on in your relationship and you can't get to the bottom of it, then this is something you could do. Send us the email. This is from Long Beach. It says, Ryan and Ellen, my boyfriend travels a lot to New York for work. But he's got to find his own place to stay when he's there. They don't put him up. So he usually stays with a friend. But one time that fell through at the last minute. And I've got lots of friends in New York, so I found him a place to stay with a friend of mine. Worked out great, and they did it for 3 days.
Oh.
Stayed together for 3 days. Or
Sounds
he stayed
like
there.
they got along well.
Well, he just needed to be there for 3 days.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
Well, but now, every time he goes to New York, he stays with her, she says.
Mm-hmm.
He says it's easier, and he loves her place more than the other places he used to stay. She says, I'm not comfortable with this anymore, but I don't want to bring it up and accuse him of anything, since I'm the one who put them together in the first place. So she doesn't really know that there's anything going on.
Yeah.
It's just that he's moved into the place that she suggested.
Yeah. Well, so what's wrong with that?
Well, so Lucy, thanks for coming on the air. I'm sorry that you're going through a little tough time here, but you are right. You did suggest to him that he stays with her. So what's the problem with him wanting to be there all the time?
Well, it's just, I was just expecting it like that one time because his friend Jeff wasn't available. I think it's more of just that, you know, female jealousy, like sticking in. I mean, you know, my friend's really pretty.
But why would you, if I were you, I would have never said, hey, go stay at my pretty friend's house. Like, it just wouldn't happen. You know, you're asking for your own problems here.
Why did you do that?
I mean, it's just, I told her, I was like, hey, is this okay if he stays over? She's like, yeah, no worries, it's fine. And he thought it was a good idea because it was really close to his job. That he
Is she single? Is she single?
Yes.
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Sister, hand on hip,
Yeah.
let me just have a little Cub Scout meeting with you. You don't say, stay with my pretty single friend.
Yeah.
You just don't open the door to that. I mean, showers run, people change clothes. You don't want any of that around your boyfriend.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a guy
Yeah, like
hears a pretty girl in a shower,
Oh.
he feels something.
Okay, you're making like really valid points. It's just that I wouldn't think that he would go there.
Would she?
Really honest, I'm more worried about my friend. But I wasn't worried about my friend whenever I suggested her. You know what I mean? Like, she's not texting me as much, and it's just not as much communication between me and her. I mean, he'll text me like whenever he puts that he's on Facebook, like at a restaurant. You know, like is it Foursquare or the little app that they have where you can put where you're at?
Yeah.
And he puts that he's with her, and that just really.
Okay.
Spoiled.
Lucy, look, I think you've made the first mistake, and that is sending him to stay with her. But we'll call him in a second, okay?
Okay.
Time for Ryan's Roses.
Okay.
We're going to make the call. Patty's here. Lucy's on the phone. She's been dating this guy. How long you been dating this guy, Lucy?
We've been dating for about a couple years.
About a couple years?
Like a little over 2 years
Okay.
and 3 months.
Okay, got it. All right, so we're going to call him. Patty's going to offer him some flowers. We want to find out who he sends them to and what he puts on the card. Now, if you're just joining us, he travels for work. He stays at friends' houses normally in New York or apartments. And this time his friends weren't around. And so Lucy says, well, stay at my girlfriend's place.
Yeah.
Well, we learned that he liked the girlfriend's place so much. Now when he goes all the time, he stays there after Lucy suggested it. But it turns out that this girl, Lucy, I don't think trusts as a friend.
No.
And you said that she's a good-looking girl and she's single. Now, it's an equation for disaster.
Totally.
I mean, he could be just in New York going berserk with this girl, and you set it all up. So let's get to it.
Okay.
All right. I need you to say, Ryan, you have my permission to call, and then whatever his name is on Kiss FM.
Ryan, you have my permission to call on Kiss FM.
Hello,
Hi, may I speak to Hector?
this is he.
Hi, Hector. Good morning. My name is Patty calling from Floral Escape. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm calling because you've been chosen to receive a free dozen roses. They are completely free at no cost to you. The delivery is completely free. I just opened my new shop here in Long Beach, and I like to go ahead and offer you this promotion in exchange for you, if you have a Facebook or a Yelp page, for you to just go on my page and either do a like or a quick review.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So like I said, they're completely free. I don't need any information from you or your credit card number. All I need from you is the name of the person you're going to send them to, the note, and then the address. And we will deliver them today or whatever day you want us to.
Okay. Do you guys only deliver locally?
Yes, we do. Probably a 5-mile radius.
Okay. Well, just go ahead and send them to my girlfriend, Lucy.
Lucy? And what do you want to put on the note?
I miss you. I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
I miss you.
Hey, Hector, it's Ryan Seacrest and Ellen K. I want you to know your voice is being broadcast on the radio.
Hi, Hector.
We have your girlfriend, Lucy, on the phone, and she asked us to call you, Hector, because she's concerned that you might be hooking up with her girlfriend in New York when you go stay with her in New York. Is there any chance or truth to that?
No. What? No.
So
No.
why do you like her friend's apartment so much in New York?
It's easy to stay there. It's convenient. It's really close to the subway, near the 6.
All right, but Lucy, why don't you tell Hector why you don't trust him?
It's more that I don't trust my friend, Hector. It's just, you're very handsome and she's really pretty, and I'm sure you know that.
You're kidding me.
I'm just having second thoughts, okay? And I don't feel comfortable anymore, and I just think it would be better if you stayed at Jeff's.
Well, can I say something, Lucy? Why do you need us for this? This is a conversation you should be having with Hector. You don't need a Ryan's Roses for this.
Right.
I mean, you should be saying to Hector all this stuff. This is not that big of a deal. You suggested he stays there. If he's not messing around with her, it's just a better place or it's more convenient, then you need to tell him that you made a mistake and you're uncomfortable. Wouldn't be calling him off in flowers?
But did you ever hook up, Hector? You promised you didn't sleep with her?
No, I stayed for her for the convenience.
Why did you wait? Why did you ask if they were only local delivery, though, Hector?
Because I wanted to know if I could
If
send
you
them
could
to
send
her
them
work.
to New
She
York.
She works down in Orange County. No, to Lucy. I wanted to send them to Lucy's
Lucy, do you work in Orange County?
Yes, I work in Orange County.
All right, you two, this is child's play.
Lucy, open up the communication, right, Ryan?
Lucy, if you wanted me to not stay at Annie's, I'll stay at Jeff's. No big deal. It's a lot more work.
I'm in the romper room. Of
Subway.
Ryan's Roses. All right, this is child's play. I need you guys to communicate. And Hector, you need to check in with Lucy and find out why she doesn't trust her friend or you. But whatever it is, the two of you should sort it out. All right?
All right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Really? That's a waste.
That is.
Just tell him you want him to stay at Jeff's. You told him to stay at the other girl's house.
But I still don't know if he was really going to send the flowers to Orange County or if he hasn't maybe slept with this. I mean, look, I think her name is Annie. He's still going to New York. So whether he stays at Jeff's or Annie's, he could still see Annie.
I'm just saying there's a certain level of issue that we need to address, and that ain't one of them.
No.
Like, she just needs to say, don't stay at my friend's house, which I told you to stay at.
She needs to say, what are you doing when you go to New York?
Right, but do you feel like that warranted a call? No.
Well,
No.
okay, no.
No.
But it really is.
No. She doesn't know what she's doing. She needs to be more assertive.
I think Hector's done it.
No. Well, he's still on the phone. Hector, Ellen's convinced that you're cheating on Lucy. Are you or aren't you?
I'm not. If I was cheating on him, I wouldn't let anyone know. I'd be way more secretive.
What?
Well, I don't understand that either.
Yeah, I don't either.
Is it just me?
Wait, so by staying at, is her name Annie? By staying at Annie's, you feel like you're so open with it that there's no way you'd be cheating.
Exactly. I would have someone that wasn't her friend. That's crazy. Girls talk.
So, but if you were cheating with Annie, you would probably stay at Jeff's, like you're going to do.
Oh, God,
Exactly.
Ellen. Hector, go speak to Lucy, please. I want you guys to be together.
I'm not cheating. I'll talk to her. I'm sorry she got you guys involved in this. Like,
Everybody in L.A. is too. All right. Good luck. Thank you. Bye. It's time for Ryan's Roses. It is a public service. If you think something's going on in your relationship and you're not quite sure what it is, but something's off, then I can look at your email.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's something that you want to go on the air with, we'll call you. We'll say, do you want to go on the air with it? And if you do, Patty will step in and we'll see if we can get to the bottom of it. It's time for Ryan's Roses. This is a public service. If something's going on in your relationship, we've always said deal with it, internally. And if there's something that you want to share with us, then send us the story via email and we'll see what we can do. Now, Serena's on the phone. Serena.
Hi.
It's Ryan and Ellen. How are you?
Hi.
Hi, good. How are you guys?
Everything's good over here. Can I read your email?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, it says, Ryan and Ellen, my hours at work changed. I asked my neighbor to help with picking up my kids from soccer practice. She has kids the same age. So since this started, I've been feeling like she is also getting a lot closer to my husband.
Yeah.
The old man that lives 2 houses down from us actually mentioned something really random to me. He said that I should be careful of her because he's seen her at my house when I'm at work. There are other things that make me think something is not right. She also called my husband in the middle of the night. My husband is quick at the excuses. Now, why would she show up at your house ever?
Well, okay, so like our kids, they play on the same league. So, my hours changed at work. So I had her take the kids when she takes her kids because it's like the same days, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I was like, hey, can you help me out with the kids? And she was like, yeah, totally. Like, don't even worry about it. So, and she's been my neighbor for like 5 years.
So that makes sense that she would be dropping off at your house then.
It's a huge convenience.
Yeah. Well, what about a phone call in the middle of the night? What was that about?
So basically, like, I didn't say anything at the time because I was all sleepy and, it woke me up. And I was just like, why is she calling him? Like, why isn't she calling me? You know what I mean? She has my number.
And why the middle of the night?
So basically, she got locked out. She said that Robert, her husband, he wasn't answering the phone. And so, she didn't have anyone to call. And so she just like called me like that. And I was just like, okay, so random, so weird. Like, why
I don't like that. That to me is the gun that smokes.
Yep.
That part I don't like at all. It's so weird that she would call in the middle of the night. How many kids and what ages do you have?
So I have 2 kids, 2 boys, 6 and 8. And she has 2 boys, same age, 6 and 8.
Okay.
So we're exactly the same. You know what I mean? Like we do a lot of things together. It's the same league. Like everyone goes to soccer practice together. We've been on the same team. She lives right next door to me. It's just like.
But Serena, do you trust her?
No.
I don't want to think badly, but I have this feeling. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Something's going on, and I don't really appreciate like not knowing.
What's the deal with her husband, Robert? Are things okay with him?
Everyone has their issues. Everyone has their problems. The little old man that lives like a few houses down from us is like, they're getting a divorce, whatever. You should be careful, all this stuff. And watch her. I see her with your kids. And he doesn't know everything. He doesn't know that like she's helping me out. But who doesn't have their problems? I didn't know they were getting a divorce.
Okay.
Like, who doesn't have their problems in their marriage? This stuff comes up.
Serena, can you hang on? I want to actually come back and make this call here.
Sure.
Okay. Serena has said that her work schedule changed, and she asked her neighbor to help to that. Her husband got a phone call in the middle of the night from this other woman, the neighbor. They've got kids the same ages that do the same things. And you think something might be going on with your husband and this other woman who is married, but you guys have kids of the same age that are into the same things.
Yeah, exactly. And like, the thing is like, I don't know. I don't really know. She doesn't talk to me too much about what's going on with her and Robert, but it's just weird. Like they're hanging out a little too much, and I don't want to be, in the dark. Like what's going on? I should know.
Okay, we're going to make the call now. Patty's going to come in. I just need you to say, Ryan, you have my permission to call, and then whatever your husband's name is on Kiss FM.
Ryan, you have my permission to call on Kiss FM.
Okay. Patty's going to offer him some roses, and we want to find out who he sends them to and what he puts on the card as well, all right?
Okay.
Good luck, Serena. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Carlos?
This is Carlos.
Carlos, hi, good morning. My name is Patty calling from Flowers Forever. How are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. I'm actually calling you because you've been chosen to receive a free dozen roses. They are completely free at no cost to you. I'm promoting my delivery service, and I would love for you to go ahead and take advantage of this promotion. And if you accept the flowers today, and make sure to deliver them today or whatever date you want me to get those out for you.
Just free flowers? Like,
Yeah, they're free. I do, however, ask if you have a Facebook page, just go ahead and go to my Facebook page that I have. And if you could just do a quick review or a like, I'd appreciate that.
so it's kind of like a promotion thing.
Yes, I'm promoting my delivery service, and also I'm trying to increase my Facebook likes as well.
Oh,
And I think
okay.
that's kind of a good way to do it.
Well, feeling a little generous and like to help out small businesses.
Oh, thank you.
So,
So
what do you need from me?
just the name of the person you want to send them to, the note, and obviously an address. And I'm not gonna ask for anything else other than that.
Okay, cool.
Who do you want to send the flowers to?
I'd like to send the flowers to Lauren.
Lauren. And what do you want to put on the note?
Can you put thank you for uncomplicating my life?
Thank you.
Carlos, are you serious right now?
Huh?
Carlos, I need you to know your voice is on the air. It's being broadcast on the air. We have your wife on the line. Who's Lauren?
What?
What is going on,
Serena?
Carlos?
Serena's on the phone with us.
Serena's on with
who's
you.
Who's Lauren? Is Lauren your neighbor?
God.
Well,
Oh my God.
Serena's
Have you
Lauren your
slept with
neighbor?
her, Carlos, huh? Has she been inside my house in my bed? Why aren't you saying anything, Carlos? I can't believe you. I trusted her. Okay, we've known her for 5 years. I trusted her with our kids. And I trusted her with you. And now you're sending her flowers? Thank you for what? Uncomplicating my life? Like what? What's so complicated? Hello? Hello, Carlos. Do you have anything to say? Why aren't you answering me, huh?
Carlos?
Carlos,
yeah.
is Lauren your neighbor?
Yes.
Okay. And why did she call you in the middle of the night recently?
I don't know what to say.
What is she uncomplicating in your life?
Yeah, what is she uncomplicating, Carlos? Tell us. Tell
I
us.
don't know.
Why don't you tell us what the hell is going on?
I don't know what to say.
Keep
Okay, what's so complicated between us? Huh?
I don't
You
know.
can't say anything? Have you slept with her? Carlos, this is ridiculous. Why aren't you answering any of the questions? You aren't saying anything? You're just not gonna talk.
I don't know what to say.
Well, Carlos,
You know what
are you cheating on your wife with Lauren?
Oh man.
And what about Lauren's husband, Robert?
Carlos,
What about him? Does he know?
Carlos, are you cheating on your wife?
I don't know what to say, you guys. I don't.
Well, just answer Ryan's question.
Yeah. Answer the question,
Yes.
Carlos.
She may have come over a couple of times, and we may have. I don't know what happened. Just one thing led to another. She was being so nice to the boys and stuff.
So you're telling me that you're cheating on me with Lauren right now? Is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry.
Don't even come home today. Don't even come home. I wouldn't even come home if I was you, okay?
Are you in love with Lauren?
No.
Does her husband know that this has been going on?
I have no idea.
Oh my God. Wait until
No
Robert
idea.
finds out, okay? I'm going to tell him.
Why would you? They're already having problems. Why would you want to make things worse for them?
Well, you are the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've already done that.
Let's not worry about their problems when you are the problem.
Yeah, what
I
about
don't-
our problems? What about our problems now? Huh? Did you forget about us? You care so much about their relationship. What about us? What about our marriage?
I care about us too.
Oh, yeah, you really do. Yeah, right. I have 2 kids with you, 2 boys, and this is what you're going to do? You're just going to throw it all away for Lauren, for the girl, our neighbor?
I don't know what to say.
Okay, guys, I'm going to have to take you both off the air right now, all right? And Serena, I'm very sorry. Good luck with everything.
Thank you, Ryan.
It's time for Ryan's Roses. So here is the email that we got. It says, Ryan and Ellen, my husband and I have been married for 8 years. We have 3 small children together, so things are always busy at home, and we rarely have time for just the 2 of us, which makes me feel a little disconnected from him. I decided to do a few things to change things up at home. I don't allow the kids to sleep in bed with us anymore, and I also got new lingerie. But this is what has me really worried. When I was at the store buying it, I forgot my VIP card, so I gave the girl my last name, and my husband's name came up in their system. She says, my husband has never gotten me anything from this place.
That is so sketchy and horrible.
So she says to the girl at the counter, has there been any recent activity on the card? And they wouldn't tell her that information.
Yikes.
So she says, why would my husband have an account, all capitals, at a lingerie store? An account.
Wow. An account would mean a credit card on file and activity.
It would indicate that. Let's get her on the line right now. I mean, what's interesting about this is she's in there. Veronica, thanks for coming on with us.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. What's interesting to me about this is that you're in there trying to do something great for your relationship, and then you stumble into this landmine.
Right. It's not something I would have expected at all.
So your gut is that, well, I mean, it's all bad, but your gut is, and he's never gotten you anything for sure from this place?
I'm positive. I mean, you know, he's not necessarily an incredibly romantic guy. I mean, he has done things for me, flowers and dinners and things like that, but never something as saucy as lingerie. So that's why I was excited about doing it, you know, because I thought it'd be something different and it would surprise him. And so I just couldn't believe the girl when she said his name was on the system.
Well, and then she wouldn't tell you if he had made any recent purchases?
No, well, apparently you can't do that. You know, you can't ask information about other clients, which, I mean, I can see how that would make sense, I guess. But, and I told her, I said, well, you know, he's my husband. I showed her, you know, I have one of his cards in my purse. I showed her my ID with my last name on it, but she said it was company policy or something.
Let me ask you a question. Are there any sister stores? Because like when I used to go shop at Structure, I would show up in the Express system, and you know that could have raised some eyebrows.
I don't know.
You see what I mean? It's the same company,
right? But it's such a specific, you know, store. I mean, perhaps, but I still don't. I don't know if I believe that.
Right.
Thinking back those days of Structure. All right, let's, Veronica. Well, I want to get into this because there's just nothing good about it. Nothing good about it, especially if he's been going there for a while and doing this frequently. And the fact that he has an account set up makes me even more nervous about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So we're in the middle of Ryan's Roses. We got an email from La Habra, from Veronica, who's been married 8 years, 3 small kids. Anyway, she wants to spice up the relationship a little bit. So she goes to this lingerie store. She goes to make the purchase. She walks up to the counter. She says to the woman, I forgot my VIP card. You know, here's my name. Can you put my name into the system so I can get credit for it or discount or whatever you get? Buy one, get 2, get 3. And her husband's name comes up in their system. And she says, wait, he's never, ever gotten me anything from this place before. Why is my husband's name in the system with an account? Has he made any recent purchases? If so, what have they been? And then the salesperson wouldn't tell her that information. So something's off here. Something's off.
The big shutdown.
Veronica.
Yes.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring Patty in.
Okay.
And Patty is going to call your husband, and Patty's going to offer him some roses. Now, we want to find out who he sends them to right away, and also if there's any message he puts on the card, okay?
Okay.
I need you to say, Ryan, you have my permission to call, and then whatever his name is, on Kiss FM.
Ryan, you have my permission to call on Kiss FM.
Okay. Here we go. Good luck, sweetheart. We'll be here the whole time.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Peter?
Yes, this is Peter speaking.
Peter, hi, good morning. How are you?
Good. And yourself?
I'm doing good. My name's Patty, and I'm calling from Flowers for Every Occasion, and I'm calling because you've been chosen to receive a free dozen of roses. They're completely free, and I will also deliver them to the person that you would like to send them to at no charge as well.
Oh, but I didn't sign up for anything like that.
No, you did not, but I actually just opened my shop about 3 weeks ago, and I'm trying to get the word out, and I think this is probably the best way to do so, and
Wow.
I'm just, hitting up the people just in the area and
That's
offering.
interesting. I never heard of that before. So free roses?
Yeah, they're completely free. You get a dozen, and I send them to whoever you want, and they get them today. If you want me to send them, if you want them delivered today, I make sure that they're delivered today, or whatever day you choose, and also comes with an amazing little note that I can I add to the bouquet.
That's odd. I don't know. So I can send it to anyone.
Anyone you want, yes. Mm-hmm.
And this is obviously it's between me and you.
Yes, of course. Everything's confidential. I don't share your information with any other third party. No, of course not.
I don't know why I asked that. I would like to send to Hannah.
And how do you spell that?
It's HANNAH.
Okay. And what do you want to put on the note?
Could you put on the note, and on the seventh day, 7, God created you.
That's really cute.
Yes.
Can I also ask you, do you want red or white roses?
I will want red roses.
Peter, it's Ryan Seacrest and Ellen Kay.
Hi, Peter.
Your voice is being broadcast on the radio right now. I need you to understand that. And I have your wife on the line. I have your wife, Veronica. She would like to know what exactly it is that you're talking about and who Hannah is and why you just sent that note to her.
It's a prank?
No, it's real.
Well, Veronica, would you like to ask the questions?
Peter, who the hell is Hannah?
Veronica.
It's not a prank. It's not a prank. What is that?
Maybe.
Hannah, is that who you've been buying lingerie for? Because I went to the store and your name came up.
That's ridiculous. First of all, that's completely out of line. That's ridiculous. These accusations.
Ridiculous? Your name was in the system. Who are you buying lingerie for in that case?
I knew this was made up, baby. Okay, listen to me.
It didn't sound like you knew this was made up, Peter. I know what it sounds like when you're just joking. This does not sound like you thinking it's made up.
Why would I be seeing or buying presents? How ridiculous! Like for another woman, if I'm the only one in this relationship trying to make it work.
You're the only one in this relationship.
You do it too. No, you do it too. Of course, but why would I be doing that, baby? That's just ridiculous. I knew.
I don't know. Why don't you tell me? Why didn't you send me the roses?
Well, because I knew this. I don't know. I don't know where that business is from. Who this person is.
I thought you just said it's because you knew it was a joke. Now you're telling me it's because you don't know where the business is.
Well, you never know. You never really know. You know.
You never really know. So you think it was a joke, but you didn't send me the rose. We're married and we have 3 kids together, and you didn't think to send me the roses.
No.
You didn't think to send me the rose. Hannah, just tell me. Just tell me. Just be honest with me so I know who Hannah is.
Baby, don't cry. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay, Hannah, it's no one. It's just a name that I always liked, and then it's the first name that came to me. And I just said that.
But that doesn't make any sense, Peter.
There's still an account at a lingerie store.
Who is Hannah? Did you make this name up?
Yes, it's a name that I always liked, since a kid, and I just made it up. I just said it.
And why did you send the note that said on the 7th day God created you?
Because it was a joke. The first.
So, but if you knew, if you knew it was us and calling, you were digging yourself a hole by saying that. It did not sound like you were being clever, to be honest with you.
And you also said, "Is this just between us?" to Patty.
Peter, let me give you a little bit more history here. Your wife went into this store to buy lingerie for your relationship, and up comes your name in the system. with an account. And so it indicates that you have been to this place or frequent this place. Is that the case?
No, that is not the case at all. I mean, maybe.
Why was your name there then, Peter? Why was your name in the system? We're going to go and I'm going to show you your name in the system.
All right, take me there. Let's go then. Let's just drop this. This is just ridiculous. Let's go there.
So why can you give any scenario to us? Why would your name be in the system?
Maybe didn't we go there like sometime to buy you something? Maybe.
No, Peter, no.
Maybe you went there with Hannah.
Sound more and more like a liar.
Online, maybe I don't know.
Peter,
this isn't funny, Peter. Oh God.
Peter,
you think I'm laughing? Yes.
Are you cheating on your wife?
No, I'm not cheating on my wife.
Do you know someone named Hannah?
No, I do not know anyone named Hannah.
I'm not hearing conviction in your voice.
This is ridiculous. I am not cheating on my wife, and I do not know any woman named Hannah.
Well, look, Veronica, do you lived through this? You were at this store. Do you believe him?
Honestly, Ryan, I don't know what to.
Well, you do or you don't. I mean,
look, here's the thing. Why take them to the store? Let them see what they've got. Take them and let them tell you about the frequency or the activity, or if there's a mistake. But look, Peter, I just met your wife a minute ago, but I will say this to you. You get an opportunity to send somebody a romantic gesture, and you don't send him to the woman that's got 3 kids with you of 8 years of marriage. It's not a great look.
Nope.
It's not a great look. And if you were kidding, then you're more clever than anyone around here. But I just think it's not a great look. But up to you guys to, I think, get together and sort it out in person.
Definitely will.
Yeah.
So good luck, Veronica.
Thank you, Ryan.
It's time for Ryan's Roses. So, Ellen, here we go.
okay.
It says, this is the email from Julissa, who's on the phone. Let me bring her up. As a public service, last resort, if there's something in your relationship you can't figure out, we'll try and get to the bottom of it. And here is Julissa. Julissa, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Hi, good morning, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
So I'm going to read the email that you sent to us. You say that a friend of mine told me that my fiance changed his Facebook status from engaged to single. I don't have a Facebook, so I used my daughter's account to check to see if it was true. I asked him about it, and he said he didn't know that he had done that, and maybe it was an accident. That same day, while we were having dinner, he got a phone call and told the person on the phone, "I'll call you later." I asked who it was, and he said nobody. I asked to see his phone, and he told me to stop being jealous and crazy. He got really angry and did not let me see his phone. I've been logging on to my daughter's Facebook, and I see that he's communicating a lot with a woman named Zulma from El Salvador. So here's, I guess my question is, if we hone in on his defensiveness. So he's on the phone, he says it's nobody, and he amped himself up. Is that what happened? He amped himself up as if he was defending something?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Because, Ellen, you listen to this story, and it's not great by any means, but that's what stands out to me the most, because I've heard stuff like this before. But the defensiveness, when somebody just amps something up for no reason, like, wait, well, hey, what's that about? That's the red flag here for me.
That's the smoke to the fire.
Julissa, tell me about the connection to El Salvador, if any.
Well, the thing is, we went to high school with this girl, and there was a bunch of drama when he cheated on me with her. He hooked up with her. But there was all this
in
drama.
High school?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so after that, he was like, I'm never going to talk to her again, blah, 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 all of these things. And we didn't. Like, we all graduated, whatever. We figured things out. We never talked about her again. And that's why I'm worried. I mean, it's been so long, and then all of a sudden I see that he's talking to her again.
Julissa, how long have you been engaged to him?
We've been engaged for, wow, it's kind of a long engagement. It's been like 5 years.
Oh, why so long? Why not just do it?
I know, it's a lot of things happen sometimes, and we've kind of been putting it off, and now I feel like it's going to be put off even more because of what's happening, and I don't really know what's happening with Wilma. He's always kind of been really hesitant. Like, we always set a date, and then it gets close to the date, and then he changes his mind, and he says, oh, we don't have enough money for, whatever it is that you want. Because I've had plenty of time to kind of plan what kind of wedding I want, But unfortunately, it's just kind of changed.
Okay. Here, I'm going to put you on hold.
Okay.
And we will come back and we'll make the phone call to her fiance and we'll find out who he sends the roses to and then where he sends them. All right?
Okay.
Julissa is on the line. She sent us an email about her fiance. She said, basically the gist is she saw her fiance had changed his Facebook status from engaged to single. And he said, well, that must be a mistake. I don't know how that happened. Yeah. And then he got a phone call while they were sitting together at the table. And he kind of quickly said it in the phone, I'll call you later. And then got defensive when Julissa asked about who that was on the phone and why did he rush them off so quickly. He amped himself up and got defensive and said, stop being so jealous and stop being so crazy.
Yeah.
And you think that he's communicating with this woman in El Salvador that could be developing a relationship with him or have one with him.
Yeah. Well, what I want to know is if she's back, because I don't know if she's still there.
I see. So she's from there originally, and she has been there, but she could be back in L.A.
Yeah, she moved there 7 years ago. So, and we haven't had contact with her. At least I haven't. But I don't know if she's back for sure or if she's still over there.
And so we're clear. Your boyfriend then is your fiance now, and he cheated on you with her in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm making my notes.
Yeah, me too.
Got all this. All right, here we go. So I need, Patty's going to come into the studio here.
Okay.
I need you to say, Ryan, you have my permission to call, and then whatever his name is on Kiss FM. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Ryan, you have my permission to call on Kiss FM.
Okay. Patty's going to offer him some roses. We want to find out who he sends them to and what he puts on the card. Her name is Zulma, and your name, obviously, Julissa.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Edgar?
This is Edgar speaking.
Edgar, good morning. My name is Patty calling from worldwideflowers.com. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I'm actually calling you because you've been chosen to receive a free dozen roses, which I can send either locally or internationally. I'm doing this. Actually, it's a service of one of its kind where we're able to ship, deliver anywhere in the world at no cost to you. And, like I said, they're completely free. I don't need any information from you, just the name of the person you want to send them to, an address and the note. And we make sure we get them delivered either today or sometime this week, depending on the location.
So these are free, you said?
Yes, they're completely free. There's no charge to you. I don't need a credit card number or a billing address. This is just I'm doing this only for a few customers. I'm just trying to get my my Facebook page up and my Yelp page. Kind of if you can go ahead, if you could do me a favor, if you do my the delivery, all I ask is just for you to go on Yelp and or Facebook and either and do a quick comment or rate my service.
And this could be sent internationally too?
Yes, anywhere you like. At no charge. It's something new that we're trying. And hopefully, it takes off.
I think I'll pass on that.
Edgar, like I said, it's all free. If you have something, locally, if you have your wife, your girlfriend here, we can definitely send those to her. Or
I think I'll be fine.
I really need the help here. Like, I just started the business, and I know it sounds like a little shady, but it's not. Like,
but you said you had like other names and stuff. I think I'm good. I don't think I'm needing flowers, but thank you anyways.
Edgar, do you mind holding for a second?
Okay. Jalissa?
Yeah.
Do you want us to tell him that he's on the air and ask him the question? Because otherwise, I think Patty's about to say thank you for your time and let him go.
I guess, I mean, he's on the phone. Might as well just ask him, right?
All right, let's go back, Patty. I'm going to come in. Edgar?
Hello?
Edgar, hi. It's Ryan Seacrest. I'm here with the woman from the flower shop that's on the phone with you right now. I want you to know that your voice is being broadcast on the air. Ellen K is with me. We're on the radio. And I've got your wife, to-be, Jalissa, on the phone. And she asked us to give you a call, Edgar.
What? Jalissa, why?
Because you've been very secretive. And I guess, to be honest, I got scared to ask you straight up, but I feel like you're keeping something from me, and you're doing things behind my back. And I think Sulma's in the picture, like Sulma. I saw that you're talking to her again, and you kept that from me. You didn't tell me.
Edgar, let me just ask you, here's what your fiance is trying to say. She sees that you're communicating with this woman, Zulma, whom I guess you guys know from high school, whom she says you cheated on your fiance, your girlfriend at the time, with this woman. And she's concerned that you've established contact again.
It was a long time ago.
No, but she's concerned that this woman is back in your life and maybe back in L.A. So are you communicating with her now?
Yes, but she's in El Salvador, man. Like,
are you sure?
I mean, that's what I got from our conversations.
So Edgar, you've reestablished contact with a woman that you hooked up with in high school. Why now? And what's going on?
Well, I just found her, and she was a good friend back then, and like, you know,
a good friend back then. Somebody that you cheated with me on, and now you're talking to them again.
But like now we established, so I just
we're not established.
It's not cool, Edgar. I mean, turn the tables. What if it happened to you?
Edgar, you got to look at it from your fiance's perspective here. You've been engaged for 5 years. It's been a long engagement. Here's this woman that she clearly has an issue with. Then you're sneaking communication with her, and she's worried that she's coming back into your life, and maybe she's coming back to L.A., and maybe you're going to meet up with her, and then one thing leads to another. So we got to clear the air. What's going on?
Well, we're just messaging, and you know.
And what's the dialogue about? What are you talking about?
Are you talking about moving her to L.A.?
He doesn't even know what it's
maybe it's just maybe help.
Liar.
I don't know. Like,
all right, so Edgar,
is what friends do, you know.
Edgar,
no, Edgar,
are you planning on marrying the woman on the phone?
Well, yeah, we've been engaged for 5 years. It's gonna happen, babe.
Wow.
Then what are you doing communicating with Zuma, talking about maybe helping her out? I mean, it's not a great look, right? It's not a great look.
It's harmless though, right?
Well, not really.
It's harmless,
no, it's not.
man.
Edgar, it sends the wrong. It's all wrong. It sends the wrong message. It's 5 years engagement. Now you're doing this. It just doesn't really send the right message to Jalissa.
She's not even in the country. How can you cheat or do anything wrong if they're not even here?
Well, maybe the door's being open, but here's the net bottom line here is that she should be your first priority. Let's get together with her. Let's sit down and talk to her. Let's show her some of the messages going back and forth that she may have not seen and tell her why you're doing it and what's going on. Let her in on this, and maybe it's not going to be that big of a deal. But you got to have that conversation because tiptoeing around is building a problem here in your relationship. And that's where we'll leave it, Edgar. But I just think my advice to you would be to open up this book with your fiance and make sure that everybody is transparent and on the same page. And then also make her feel like it's going to happen with the two of you, give her that comfort. All right. And Jalissa, you should sit down and ask him every question that's on your mind face to face. Let's not be shy about this. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we're gonna go, but that's where we'll leave it with the two of you. Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you. Good
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
luck. All right, bye. It's time for Ryan's Roses. So we've got this as a public service. If there's something going on in your relationship and you can't get to the bottom of it, then this is something you could do. Send us the email. This is from Scarlett in Mar Vista. She says, a few weeks ago, I came home from work early and I saw that my husband was home. When I walked in, he looked like he had just seen a ghost. He said he came home early and found that our house had been broken into. I tried to get him to call the police, but he said it wasn't worth it. Nothing was taken. It was just the bedroom.
Oh.
I mean, that's really
Just the bedroom.
No, there was no point of forced entry, and the burglar only went to the mattress.
I swear she came through the window in lingerie and she just liked our duvet.
The burglar came in, threw some pillows around, and decided there's nothing in here. So anyway, she says, I tried to get him to call the police. He said it wasn't worth it. Nothing was taken. It was just the bedroom, nothing valuable, so let it go. Time goes by. She talked to the neighbors to warn them about this theft or this burgle.
The burgle.
Burgle. It always comes up burgle, like a burgle, about the burgle. And one of them thought they saw a woman climbing out of their window. All right, now it gets interesting. She mentioned it to her husband, and he was as surprised as I was that some woman broke into our house in the middle of the day and climbed out the window. But now I think he made the whole thing up. I think he's lying to me, and I think that woman was there with him and had to quickly escape. Now, I've only seen that in the movies.
Right.
I've never really heard of somebody truly crawling out of the window to run in the middle of the act. Say 800-520-1027. Keep it handy because we're going to want to get your feedback on this one. But here's Scarlett. Scarlett, a couple questions here, but now that I read this detail, we don't need much because this, to me, it just doesn't add up.
Nope.
There was no forced point of entry, correct?
Correct.
The police were not involved because he said it wasn't that big of a deal, correct?
Correct. Yeah, he said it wasn't that big of a deal because nothing was taken.
Nothing was done. And the only thing you saw in disarray was the bedroom?
Yes. Yeah, it was, my bedroom was messed up. I don't know, it looked like someone had messed up the bed.
But were drawers and things, did they look like they went through? Like somebody went through them?
Yeah, the bedrooms kind of looked like there was, like my chairs were kind of messed up and things were toppled over.
Well, Scarlett, now come on. You believed him? You bought this story and let time go by?
You know, it's funny because it's like, at first I was just relieved. Like, my iPad was still plugged in by my bedside and that whole thing. But then, I don't know. And then I told my girlfriends, like, oh, my God, someone broke into our house. But nothing was taken.
Can I ask you a question? Did he say he was home when this happened or he wasn't home when this happened?
He said that he came home.
And it was already in a mess, and the burglar escaped through the window. And now your neighbors say the burglar was a woman crawling out of the window, and they saw it.
Right. I told my neighbors, and I said, hey, be aware. There's someone breaking in to our homes. And then they said, well, actually, now that you mention it, we saw a woman climbing out the window.
So I question your neighbors. Why aren't they calling the police if some woman's crawling out of your house? Like, I'd be calling the police on that one. But Scarlett, hang on for a second. We're going to try and make the call and come back here in a second, all right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. Like you said, you don't even need to make this call, but it will be entertaining.
I'm telling you, it doesn't even add up for me, for her.
No, not at all. Like, why wouldn't she take that extra step and really investigate the crime?
We're in the middle of the roses. I'll be honest. Well, I'll tell you. Yeah. I mean, I can say it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Something in her story doesn't add up to me.
Well, what?
Yeah.
In her story.
Her story doesn't add up to me. So I don't know. I don't know what that means yet, but her story doesn't add up to me. I don't know if I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know. Let's do the call and then we'll get to it. So basically, Scarlett, she's married in Mar Vista and she comes home early from work. Her husband's already home early from work and the bedroom's in disarray.
Yeah.
And she says, well, what's going on here? And he says, well, there was a burglar in the house and I came home and I found that the burglar just came into the bedroom and messed everything up and then apparently escaped through the window.
And then she says, let's call the cops. And then he says, well, there's nothing valuable missing. So obviously he had enough time to look around to see that her rings were still there. The iPad is still there.
And so she didn't call the cops, and then time goes by. She warns the neighbors. The neighbors say, well, we think we saw a woman crawling out of your window. See, all of it's fish to me.
Yeah.
But let's get to it. I'll bring Patty in. We'll find out.
Okay.
What's going on? Scarlett, I need you to say, Ryan, you have my permission to call, and then whatever his name is on Kiss FM.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Ryan, you have my permission to call on Kiss FM.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen, Scarlett. Patty is here. She is going to call your husband, and she's going to offer him some roses.
Mm-hmm.
We want to find out who he sends them to, who's top of mind, right? Like what name comes into his mind first.
Okay.
I hope it's yours. And then what he puts on the card. And that's significant because it can tell us a lot, what he writes on the card. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
How long have you guys been married?
We've been married 4 years.
Any kids?
We don't, but he does. He has a 7-year-old son.
Does the son live with you?
Not all the time, but part-time.
All right, here we go. So Patty's going to call him now.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Mark?
This is Mark.
Mark, good morning. My name is Patty calling from Vista Flowers. How are you?
I am great.
I'm calling because you've been chosen to receive a free dozen roses. They are completely free. You can send them to whoever you want this morning. I don't need any information from you, just the name of the person you want to send them to. The reason I'm doing this promotion, it's because I am promoting my delivery service, and I like for my customers to just go ahead and go on my Facebook page and write a quick review in order for me to kind of increase the my likes.
I'm sorry, what are y'all called again?
I'm calling, I'm called Vista Flowers.
Okay. And you're just going to give me free roses?
Yes, I'm doing this to 5 customers today. And they're free dozen roses. We deliver anywhere you want. Free delivery. We could do that today if you like. And if you want us to do that today, they will be delivered by lunchtime, or we can choose any other day this week.
Okay. So I just give you the information and you can just send it to anywhere?
Yes, the only information I ask from you is the name of the person you want to send them to, the address, and the note.
All right.
Okay, so who do you want to send them to?
No name.
I'm sorry?
If possible, could we just send like a little message?
Oh, so you don't want to put a name on it?
No, I'm okay.
Well, I need to know who's going to receive them.
Yeah, let me give you the address. Are you ready?
Yeah.
And it's going to be Suite 215.
So who do we ask for when we get to this address?
I mean, when you get there, there'll be a desk, and they'll be able to point you in the right direction. It's a specific suite.
Okay. What do you want to put on the note?
Do you guys do emoticons?
Yeah, we could do that.
Sure.
Okay.
If you could just do 3 hearts, and when you sign it, instead of a name, could you put "You better know who"? Like you better know who.
Okay. Well,
Mark, it's Ryan Seacrest and Ellen K. I want you to know that your voice is being broadcast on the radio. Can you tell us a little bit more about who's going to get these flowers? We have your wife Scarlett on the phone. Scarlett, are you familiar with an address that ends with Suite 215?
Wait, I work there. This is my job.
Well, Mark, is that your office?
That's my office.
Okay, so why would you be sending flowers to your office?
Because I want to hand deliver these flowers. I don't want
to who?
To my wife.
Why not send them to her at home?
I'd rather personally give it to her.
Wait, you're missing. Hold on.
What is this for?
Hold on. You're missing the point. You want to sign it anonymously, but you're going to hand deliver them to her. She's going to obviously know who they're from when you walk into the room and say, "Here are my flowers from You Better Know Who."
I mean, that's funny, right? It's like a joke.
Well, it's kind of impersonal if it's to your wife.
Well, no, I mean, I'm going to be part of the message too. It was
Mark, let me give you the benefit of the doubt. let me give you the benefit of the doubt here. Okay, let's say that is exactly what your plan was. Back it up a little bit. The reason that we're on the phone together is that your wife said that she came home, you were home early from work, she walked into your bedroom, the bedroom was in disarray. You said it was, a burglar that broke in, but there was no sign of forced entry. And then somebody escaped through the window. Neighbors said a woman escaped through the window. You said don't call the cops because nothing valuable was stolen. The story doesn't really add up. So the question from your wife is, what happened in the bedroom? Was there a woman in the bedroom that day? There was a sighting of a woman leaving your window.
Okay, well, is this whole thing set up just so because you guys think I'm just cheating on my wife? Is that what
your wife thinks you're cheating on her?
Right.
Well, okay, well, look, our house was broken into. That's true.
Where did they come in? Where'd they come in?
The front door.
They walked right in?
Yeah, apparently. I guess we didn't lock up. I mean, I don't know how these things work. It could have been anybody who broke into our house.
All right, so they're in the house, and now where do they go?
The bedroom window is open. I guess they left. I don't know if it was a female or not. It was a break-in, and it's not
right.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Even the neighbors are saying they saw somebody. So, I mean, I'm not making that up.
Scarlett believes that you were in the bedroom with another woman. Is that the case?
That is not the case.
Okay, then Mark, why not call the police to be safe here? Somebody comes into your place, you should report that.
I mean, it crossed my mind, obviously, because it's a break-in, but, a lot kind of happened. She came home. I was frazzled. Nothing was, stolen. I mean, by the time I collected myself, I just thought it would be a waste of time for the cops,
Scarlett, do you believe him?
It's not making sense. I don't understand this. Like, there was no damage to our front door. I opened it with my key. Like, who breaks in but doesn't break the door, doesn't break the window?
Or locks the door.
Or agreed.
It doesn't make sense. And I want to believe you, but the pieces don't fit together. They never do. When I call you and you're like, oh, I didn't answer because I was working out, but then you don't come home with a gym bag? And now I'm supposed to believe that someone broke into our house, but there's no damage, and they didn't take anything. Not the iPad sitting by the bed, not the open jewelry box, nothing. And now I'm supposed to believe that you were sending flowers to yourself. I mean, if you were sending them to me, why wouldn't you just say my name? I don't get it. I don't get it, and none of it makes any sense anymore.
Babe, is there a way we could just talk about this in private without all this?
Mark, I suggest you guys talk about this because I agree with your wife.
She didn't want all of this either, by the way.
There are a lot of holes to this thing. There are a lot of holes to it. I mean, yeah, it could be true if we look at what you just told us.
Look,
but I don't know. There's a lot of coincidences here that don't make sense. So why don't the two of you agree to talk about it right away?
Look, the fact of the matter is, our house was broken into. I should have.
You should call the police. You should call the police. That would have made that. You should have called the police. Scarlett, I don't know what to tell you. You're the best judge of whether or not he's telling the truth. So why don't you guys get together right away and talk about it?
Okay.
All right. And good luck, sweetheart. Mm-hmm. It's time for Ryan's Roses. Let's go. This is coming out of Arcadia, and it is a public service. If you've never heard these before, as a last effort to find out, not the first way to discover it, but as a last effort to find out what's going on in your relationship, then you can send us a story via email, and we'll get into it. I mean, this is Julie in Arcadia. Now, she says, my boyfriend, not married, my boyfriend has been so amazing with me. He pays for everything. He treats me great. He even goes to visit his mom every few weeks. I know I shouldn't question his motives, but I do. He disappears, and when he does, I cannot get a hold of him. He tells me he turns off his phone every time he is with his mom. And I'm really cynical that I cannot believe him.
Because he's married.
Does not say that.
No, but that's my PS.
So you think he's in a marriage, and this is his girlfriend on the side.
Why would you? That's the only time he turns his phone off, when he's with his mother. He's not with his mother.
That's what he says. That's what she says he says.
Yeah.
So he disappears, and when he disappears, she can't reach him. I mean, that right there is the smoking gun.
Yeah.
Julie.
Hello.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm. Good morning.
So Ellen and I just read your email, and Ellen had a drastic thought, which I'll get to in a second.
Which I'm sure you have the same thought, Julie. That's why you're here.
Well, she thinks he may be in another committed relationship, and you're someone he's seeing in addition to that. Is that what you suspect?
Well, I don't want to think that because I really do trust him. It's just there's just been too many odd moments where he really kind of shuts out from me.
Yeah.
And where is his time going? Why am I not included in that? So I don't know where else a woman's mind would go.
Where's his mom? Is his mom close to him? She lives right around the corner?
No, he doesn't live around the corner. We live kind of in LA proper, and she's further out, near Bakersfield. So that's, I guess, about an hour and a half, 2 hours away.
Okay.
How long have you been dating this charmer?
We have been together for the last 13 months.
Are you in love?
I am. He's a great guy. He takes care of me. I have to say, I really feel like a princess when I'm with him. I want for nothing.
By the way, isn't that how we should all feel, men and women alike?
Oh, my God, absolutely. And I mean, anyone who lives out in LA, it's so hard to meet someone that really just wants to take care of you and that is just a really kind person. And it's so hard to meet authentic people out here,
I keep hearing that, but I hate to believe that. I don't think that's true.
Yeah. No,
Move if you don't like it. Right?
Yeah.
You don't like the people? Move out of our town.
Get out the kitchen.
All right, so let's just find out let's try to find out what's going on. Julie from Arcadia, she's been seeing this guy 13 months. Treats her like a princess, she just told us. But he disappears, and when he does disappear frequently on a regular basis, she can't track him down. He doesn't answer the phone. Phone's off, but he says he's with his mom. So here's what we're going to do, Julie. I'm going to have Patty come in and offer him some flowers, some roses. And then we're going to see who he sends them to and then what he puts on the card, okay?
Okay.
So you just need to say, we have your permission to call, and then whatever his name is on Kiss FM.
You have my permission to call on Kiss FM.
Okay. Here we go, Patty.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Tony?
Yeah, this is Tony.
Tony, hi, good morning. My name is Patty calling from Summer Love Flowers. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm calling because you've been chosen to receive a free dozen roses. They are completely free, and you can send them to whoever you want this morning. I don't need any information from you, just the name of the person you want to send them to and a quick note. I don't need your billing address or your credit card number.
Oh, is this a promo you guys are doing?
Yeah, I'm promoting my delivery service.
Is there any chance I can get you to deliver up in Bakersfield? Do you have a partnership up there by any chance?
Of course, yes, definitely. Yes, I can.
Ah, perfect. Great.
Okay.
Great.
Who do you want to send them to?
Yeah, okay. So I can spell it for you. It's Anabel, Annabelle.
Okay.
Tony?
Excuse me?
Tony.
Hello?
Why are you sending flowers to Annabelle in Bakersfield?
Sorry.
Julie,
is this the wrong number?
Tony, you're on the radio right now, and we have your girlfriend Julie on the line. So, who is Annabelle? Who's Annabelle?
No,
Who's all out in Bakersfield? Tony, why don't you just come clean?
Why are you, first of all, why are you setting me up? There's something significantly wrong.
Tony, who is Annabelle?
Annabelle is my wife.
You're married to a woman named Annabelle right now?
Yes.
Tony, what are you trying to do?
Yeah.
You're married to another woman. You're dating Julie. Why? What's going on?
To be honest, I don't think this is any of your business. I happen to have. Look,
it's really not my business. So why don't you let Julie ask you what she wants to know?
I guess I've gotten suckered into being a mistress, and I've never thought.
I didn't sucker you in. You were my mistress, and there was nothing wrong with it. Look,
with some crap like this.
Look, you know what? Have I not treated you well?
How dare you? I hope your wife finds out.
Hey, Tony, you may be treating her well, but you're not treating her honestly, right?
Yeah.
So does your...
Well, it depends on your perspective.
Well,
perspective, anyone's perspective. Like, it's a lot. You're a liar.
No, come on. We've had a really nice time here. We go out. We go to the Sky Bar. We go all around town. We have nice times on the beach. I don't understand. Like we have a good time when we're here, and when I go away, I have 2 lives. All right, and I don't.
But you sound like that's so normal.
I'm going to help you out with this. For now,
you're going to help me out.
You have one life. Go take care of your wife, and who knows, you probably have kids, so go take care of them too. I'm done.
Oh, come on. Hold on a second.
No, I am not second to anything. I'm not your number 2 woman. Absolutely not.
Tony.
There's plenty of men in this city that will treat me right. I'm done. Period. In the sentence, I'm done.
How did you think this was going to end, Tony?
Listen, everything. I think that first of all, I think you guys are being extremely dramatic about this. I think it's. Secondly, again, we established it in your business.
You're sick. I'm done. Ryan, thank you guys so much.
You don't have to be done. Listen, no, Julie, you listen. Just meet me for a cup of coffee. We can talk about this.
Coffee, and I don't.
101.
I'm done.
Yes, you do.
All right, Tony.
Now I have to go to work, so I'm done.
We're gonna let you go, Tony. Julie.
Yeah.
This is what you knew was going on.
Right.
Like, you knew that something was not right by him not being available. And so, I mean, it's not an ideal scenario, but you got to listen to your instinct a little bit better next time, because clearly something was going. I mean, I don't know what you see in this guy, because he seems to act like this is the norm. I mean, that right there.
Yeah.
I just don't understand that. He's justifying it. Like, what do you mean? Why not? I can, I should, I will, I am.
He's a pig and a monster.
Yeah. Yes.
We'll let you sort it out, Julie, but you're right. You shouldn't be second to anyone, right? You should be able to be in an honest, great relationship, and I hope you find that.
Thank you.
Okay, good luck.